Okay, I'm live. I'm very sweaty. So I had some errands to run before I did the live stream started up. I wanted to get some kind of wine to celebrate on stream. Um, and I had to get a little extra money, so I knew I was going to run a little late, but then unfortunately the bus that I was taking to get home went out of service when we got at the bus station, so I had to wait a little extra time. I definitely wasn't going to walk home because it's like upper 80s and I'm roasting. So, yay, you get the sweaty, uh, slightly tired out version of me, but whatever. I don't know who's actually going to show up to this. Um, Hopefully, the people who voted in the poll. um, I did say 5. And check if anyone's a little bit angry about me not being here at 5. Nobody's commented anything on there. I'm gonna update that. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, this is my first time doing an actual live stream. I I did that little experiment the other night just to see some of the settings that said ignore, which inevitably, whenever any YouTuber does that, people don't ignore and still go. um, but my stream, since it's my first one, is going to be pretty basic, especially since I don't have like extra software. But you know, I have a new job now, and I work in a tech store, so getting an employee discount to get better stuff, so I can be a little less cheap and look better for you guys. So uh, I'll hang on for as long as I can because it'd be great for this to not just be me sitting here talking to myself. Um, let's see. I'm gonna play around with things on here until people show up. So. Hmm. What if I? Hmm. It is ironic though. On my day, I'm finally doing this stream. That I looked this morning and I saw I had like 172 subscribers, and I was like, did I have a little more than that yesterday? I can't remember the exact number, but then like I went to check on things a little bit later today on the mobile app, and I had lost a subscriber, and I was like, okay, the day that I'm celebrating my subscribers, people are all unsubscribing from me. But that's okay because I still have 171 other people, so I'm not really going to complain too much. Um, hope people get notifications for this. I might need to start drinking the wine early. I can pop it open. So this is a sort of, I don't know, some kind of rosé like wine. I'm not much of a wine connoisseur. I only really like rosé, and it's a 2023, so very, very good year. And I'm using a plastic Halloween wine glass because that's the only wine glass I have with me right now. Because my normal wine glasses are back at my family's home. Because a couple moves ago, I didn't have room for it because I was moving with people who already had a bunch of stuff. But an ex-boss of mine that I helped move was giving away old stuff, and she's like, "Do you want these Halloween wine glasses?" And I was like, "Sure." So, how clean is this? All right. It's a big glass, but also if I'm gonna sit here and quiet for a while, just talking to myself, I might need a little wine. And I'm gonna keep making like little notes in the community tab. I'll do all caps so people know I'm serious. Live right now. Yeah, like I kind of assumed since Monday won the poll with 75% with the whopping 4 votes that it got. Because for 100 plus subscriber stream, I got 4 votes on the celebration stream. I was hoping those 4 would show up. I should have probably done a bit of an announcement ahead of time, being like, well, Monday is the clear winner. But it was a clear winner quite a while ago, and it rolled around pretty quickly for me because I feel like I've kind of been distracted lately with working and all, because I wasn't really when I was at the height of like putting out a lot of output during April and May. So that should have been something I like made a bigger deal about, was announcing that it was going to be Monday. But I also put down, let me know what times work for you guys, because I'm open all day because I don't work that day. And like I think people were probably just like, anytime works for us, or so you just need to know about it, because even if you're technically free all day, you could end up doing something like I was. So. And yeah, this is I only took a sip because I wanted to be like, cheers, it's a celebration. So my glass is still very full. Um, and who is watching me? I see someone's watching me. Out one person. Oh, hey, how you doing? My friend, who I actually knew in real life, who's awesome. Yeah, so we've got a lovely person who also has a great channel that if there are more people in here, I'd say subscribe to it. Yeah. Unless you're subscribed to yourself, then I have a great recommendation. So I feel a little bit dumb because like I know your account name from like your Instagram and all that, that the name that you've been using for photography and all that. And but I feel like I might accidentally mispronounce a syllable of it if I say out loud. Is it just phonetic? Jorvik V. Jorvik. Jorvik. That would be more in keeping with the origin. Jorvik. I almost called you by your real name when you popped. It's like, oh, maybe he doesn't want that. Mm. Since you're hanging out in here with me, um, and it's probably going to be a while before I get more people kind of coming in. Um, One of my ideas for tonight on the stream was to maybe find something that we all wanted to watch. I can't like obviously show it on a YouTube stream, but like it could be like you find something and it's kind of like we all start at the same time and watch it together. So if you have any suggestions for that, Jorvik, of something you want to see, let me know. It's really freaking hot here right now. So I have like a fan blowing on me. So if that's loud and distracting, I'm sorry. But also it's gross. I went and donated plasma like a couple hours ago. And usually, if you donate plasma, you end up very, very chilly afterwards because of the saline they put in on your return. In the wintertime, that's terrible. But today, it felt amazing. Because I still had to walk from BioLife over to the Fred Meyer to buy the wine. And I swear, every time I'm in the that particular Fred Meyer. There's always a screaming kid in produce. Ooh, okay, we've got some suggestions. The Boys, House of the Dragon, ew, kids, um, House of the Dragon, Fallout, etc. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Ooh, ew, children. So, not all children are bad. Just a lot of them out in public nowadays are. I don't know. I wasn't raised to act like that in public, but whatever. Yeah, we could. Those are some good suggestions. It's funny. I almost started watching The Boys on the 4th of July. Ooh, how about any of the Disney Plus shows? Are you thinking Disney Plus like the Marvel shows or just any Disney Plus show? Any. So, yeah, so we've got some strong choices here and they're accessible. It's funny. I almost started watching The Boys on the 4th of July because uh, my boyfriend Nate had said, I was like, is there anything you want to watch? And he was suggesting, he's like, we could give it a try. I don't know if you'd like The Boys, but we could watch that or Invincible. And I ended up watching like 3 episodes of Invincible on the 4th of July, and it was pretty good. Um, hmm. People have been asking me to. I don't know if Boys is. Oh, look. Okay, I'll let you do that. While you do that, I'll jabber a bit. So I don't completely know if The Boys will be like a big thing for me, just because like I based off of what I know, I don't know if it's completely my kind of show, but at the same time, it's one that I'm willing to give a chance or at least have fun watching on stream because I've definitely seen some people. You've suggested it. I got another suggestion for it on one of my Fallout videos. I know it's very popular, so at least do something with it. I am open to doing movies, yeah. I would love movie suggestions. I'm actually hoping to do movie reactions soon too. I just kind of need to finish up um, some Westworld stuff, and there's like things that I need to like download and everything. But I know you like the classic. I do like the classics, but I'm also open to whatever tonight, even if it's something really out there. All the Little Shop of Horror films. That's a good suggestion. Because as you my friend here and I have watched them together, but it's been a long time. And I think doing both the musical and the Roger Corman, the original Roger Corman movie, could be fun. I think that's still just up on YouTube. And as far as the musical goes, I Own that on DVD. Oh, you think that would be good for a Halloween stream? I agree with you because I really want to do a lot of stuff for Halloween as far as the channel goes. So that would be a good one. That's a good idea that I hadn't even thought of. So I'm gonna keep that one written down actually. Just so you know how serious I am. I'm gonna write it down in front of you. Be like, damn, Amanda really took what I said seriously. If only my pen didn't go missing. Yeah, same. I do too. I got a whole thing of ideas. And there's something I really need to get more on, but part of the reason I'm a little behind on it is I also know that I need a little bit more storage space in my computer to work on certain things, but um, I've had it planned for a while that I was going to do, and they would be released on Patreon probably way ahead. For if anyone actually wants to subscribe to my Patreon, because I only have I technically only have one paid member, and the others are like the free members that just join, and I don't know, I haven't really had a lot for them, but yeah, for the month of October, I wanted to do like 30 movie reviews of movies I had only watched within that year span for the first time of horror movies, and there'd be like a different theme each week, and then like try to do um, uh, also movie reactions during that time too. So you should absolutely do Marvel films. Definitely would probably grow your channel. Yeah, you are absolutely right. It would, especially since I haven't seen that many Marvel movies. I've seen some, um, but I assume people wouldn't be too like cranky if I'd seen like a couple ones, but not everyone. In order to do like first time reactions for the ones I hadn't seen. Um, like of the Marvel movies, the ones I've seen, all three Guardians of the Galaxy movies, but the first two are kind of hazy in my brain because it was a very long time ago that I saw them. But the third one I saw twice in theaters and is actually very much in my brain. Uh, both the Black Panther films. Um, as long as I can collab on those, but yeah, you're welcome to. It would be cool to do a collab. Um, and since I actually know you, it would be an easy like I know how to reach out to this person kind of collaboration, um, versus like how do I make connections? um, but yeah, yeah. I've also seen Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder, but I've never seen um, I've never seen the first two Thor films. And I saw the first Avengers film in part, but I was in high school and I was also doing homework at the same time, and I wasn't like super into it, so I didn't really pay a lot of attention. And I think those are all of Marvel films I've seen because I never saw any of the other Avengers. I never saw the Captain America films. Um, uh, and since I guess if we're talking just MCU, because I've seen every single X-Men film. Yeah, we never watched any together when you lived in Bellingham. Um, you talked about them quite a bit because I remember the year that we met. fall of 2018, and then you moved spring of 2019. But that spring of 2019 was also when Endgame came out. And I remember leading up to that, you were talking about it a lot. And we're like, well, I'm never going to get to see these characters again. That's why it's a big deal. Yeah, okay. They both came out around that time. And I was also in that, like, I was also in that short play when we were doing those, like, plays for us things. And I was in that one called The Nut that was a parody of, like, Thanos's snap. And I didn't get it. And he had to show it to me. And I was like, oh, that's what it is. Except we didn't disappear. Just a stroll down memory lane, if you remember that one. Yeah, that's one of those things that I'm just like, I think is funny to share with people who never saw me do that, but at the same time, I'm just like, hey, can you believe I did that? It lives rent free in your head. Great. And then I was in that other one that same night where I was like playing a dude and I got tasered by the joke police. I really struck gold with the parts I got. At one point we had two other people watching in here. I saw like it was up to like 3 on the viewer thing, and then it just like went down. Like, I I think I set it to only subscribers could come in though, or maybe it's just subscribers can chat. I'm actually really curious now who dipped in, because I have some other like subscribers who I assume they're subscribers because they watch my videos and comment a lot. Um, who comment a lot on my videos. Like there's this one guy, uh, he's got he's got Batman in his screen name, and he comments on most of my videos and is very friendly. So I'd assume that maybe at some point, if they have time, they'll drop in. And for anybody who couldn't make it, because when I put the poll up on Patreon for my 3 patrons, I got a whopping 1 vote. It was for Tuesday. Oh, you'd like, I've seen all of Doom Patrol actually. Hold on. Yeah. That's season 1, season 2, season 3, and season 4. These were a Christmas present for me from my mom because I asked for them for Christmas. And it's one that I actually, when I was first trying to get a channel ready, which I feel like I've been working on trying to get my channel to actually be a thing since 2020, but I just had software problems / just not enough time for a while, or just sometimes overly trying to be a perfectionist with my editing. But and then I just learned, no, you're new, like just get something out. But I had considered reacting to the Doom Patrol when I saw it. I saw it in Best Buy actually, back when Best Buy was selling DVDs still. And I was like, Doom Patrol looks so cool. I'd be really interested in it. And then it just kind of fell into, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and watch it. And I binged all of it with Nate. He'd seen the first season, but the rest was new to us. Yeah, the first things you make will be bad. Yeah. Yeah, I even looking back at my how did you like the episode of like I can make people orgasm? Oh my god. Oh my god. I loved Doom Patrol. Aside from I didn't really care super much for the last season. Like there were a few good episodes in the back chunk. Kind of was a little bit of a letdown for me just because I felt like all season they were kind of not really treating characters, especially certain characters, with a lot of dignity. But I really loved the show overall, and I would say I love the first 3 seasons, particularly 2 is a standout. But the episode where people were orgasming from Flex, that was hilarious and not something I expected. Um, and then in season 2, when he's like giving Rita orgasms and it like opens up that whole thing, and then the sex men had to come and like exorcise the sex ghosts and all that was it's fucking weird, but it was really funny. I had a good time with it, and it's an episode I've revisited a lot. Yeah, I agree. It is. I don't know. It's a show I really would have liked to see more of, especially with like James Gunn taking over DC. I feel like even though this was pre-existing, this kind of fits into his kind of like weird, kind of offbeat sensibilities. But Warner Bros. Discovery just wanted to dump so many things, like pouring money into that Batgirl movie and then just tossing it out. But hey, we got the Flash. But yeah, it just kind of felt like you said, they just wanted to get it done and over with. Yeah, it is. How hot is it in Denver for you, by the way? You should do some of the movies that Good, Bad, or Bad Man watch. Yeah, definitely. I was thinking about doing a series down the line, probably not until the new year, called like Midnight Movies, where I watch like weird, weird stuff. Um, and even though you could say it in a certain way, like I've seen things from, yeah, yeah, a lot of those kinds of movies end up on YouTube. Um, I do think like in a way watching Good Bad or Bad Bad and channels like that, Good Bad or Bad Bad, I think the wine's already kicking in for me. um I do think by watching channels like that, in a way, it kind of feels like I've seen those movies, but at the same time, not really, because they are so chopped up to fit like a YouTube video format. So I could even watch some wild stuff I've seen from them, with my fresh eyes and fresh perspective. Yeah, especially Neil Breen. Um, a few years ago, like Valentine's Day of 2020, um, I wasn't with my boyfriend yet, and my friend Will wasn't with his fiance yet. I need to experience those. um, and he invited me over to a friend of his house, a friend of his's house, and it was a Neil Breen on Valentine's Day, and we watched Fateful Findings. and I'd seen Good, Bad, or Bad's review of it, but then I was like, I felt like I truly had a spiritual awakening watching it in full. Acting was there, and yeah, it was a movie that came out, and the most emotional suicide scene I've ever seen. Have you watched any of them yet, outside of just their reviews? Or remember we talked about doing a bad film? Yeah. Um, are you talking about when we left that message on their channel and we're like, "Hey, is there a movie that you would think was fun to see us reenact? Let us know." And then they never answered us because we were talking about like um, d- filming versions of one of the movies they reviewed. And then I do think we also had just talked about intentionally making a bad movie. Though I have to say, sometimes it's really hard to like reenact like incredibly bad line readings. Like there are some line readings that I've heard that are so bizarre and like these terrible like D tier movies where I'm like, even as I try, I can't help but put more effort in. Yeah, yeah, that was something we had left on their video. I don't know why they never answered us. Come on. Yeah, yeah, because we actually act and care about it. Like I remember directing you in that scene I had for directing class. You were part of the odd couple and had to dump spaghetti into a suitcase. But you forgot the suitcase, so you had to dump it into your own backpack. All right, I see like 5 people are viewing right now. If any of these other people would like to give me suggestions of things we could watch together, Jorvik has already still have random dreams about that. Um, Super Capers. Yeah. Let me see. Super Capers. We're talking about the 2009 Super Capers movie. Yeah. I could watch that. That could be really fun. Um, I've gotten some very solid suggestions from Jorvik. Cool Cat Saves the Kids is a great movie. Um, huh. We could do a double feature of Super Capers and Cool Cat, but um, I don't think I know enough about Super Capers, like, and I don't mean that like I don't know enough and I wouldn't watch it. I would definitely watch it. Huh. I don't know why I haven't really heard about this movie too much. Yeah, we could watch that for sure. I see that it's available on YouTube Movies to buy or rent. It's also available in pieces and very low quality on YouTube. But I could buy the movie or rent it. Let's see. Rent for okay, I can do that. Mm, all right. Um, so I think I will go with that one, Super Capers. I've never seen it before. It looks interesting. So I'm just gonna rent it. So I'm gonna grab something and be right back. All right, I'm back. No chair stream for me. All right, rent. Da, 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 da. Oh, four. Four. It's funny as I put into Google some paying information. It's like the card holder's name, and it comes up with because it's in Google on this account. It's just like card holder name Arm. Yes, that is my legal name. Alrighty. First name Lick. Yeah, so the reason where ARM comes from is it's my initials, like my first, middle, and last initial spell ARM, and that's just been a funny thing my whole life. And I went with Madame Arm just because I don't know. uh, oh, Three Ninjas Classic. So I just put in some money to rent Super Capers on YouTube. Um, it's also available on YouTube in like different parts. Um, I don't know uh, if anybody owns it or if there's like a specific place that you guys also know where to watch it. Because I can't really, I don't think I'm really going to streaming a whole movie on here just because, like, also my own tech, but I was figuring I can like hit start and we can all hit start at the same time and watch it together. Um, so oh yeah, you got some new scripts. Mm. We're back down to one. Nudes. Okay, interesting. I know you're still writing new stuff. All right. Somebody popped back in again. So, okay, I think you're Vic. Are you the only person in the chat right now? Oh, you've just been okay. You've just been on the writing side of it. See, do you want to watch Super Capers? Because I did just run it. A. Run it off YouTube. Ah. Okay. Because I definitely should check when people make suggestions where they have it or where they have it available to see. Because maybe not everyone wants to go get it off of YouTube. I just didn't know if I really wanted to watch it in parts and like a random upload, just because sometimes this uploads from 14 years ago aren't like highest quality. Okay. Yeah. My brain processing should have been like, how are people gonna get it after I saw it's like it's a great suggestion, but do you have it already kind of and like but wine is making me a little bit okay, let's just do that and not Dang, I wish Kiki and Cam Hobson were back in here. They had some good banter on my name. First name Forearm. First name Four, last name Arm. I hope I didn't scare them away. Because presumably, if they're chatting, they're subscribers of mine. Hopefully, I didn't scare them off with running away and giving a chair stream for a couple minutes and then quiet while I typed my card information into YouTube. I didn't post a community notice thing. I'm gonna refresh to make sure I'm not like, oh, I got 2 new subscribers. Cool. Mm. Okay. Mm. I really don't want to make people like have to spend money on I didn't know if like people wanted to have to jump between parts on YouTube. Yeah, so Jorvik is trying to get Super Capers onto his computer. I saw 2 hop in just then. I'd never know who I'm talking to. Yeah. Oh. I've trying to match the skeleton hand on here. Yeah. I've got a lot of good suggestions because Jorvik suggested like TV shows when I said something to watch together, like The Boys or House of the Dragon or Fallout. Which I think I would say Fallout just for the regular reactions because like I assume that people who watch Fallout would want it to be kind of uniform like that. And what else? Roll up. It's like looking at Disney Plus shows, and then I got some good suggestions about Super Capers and Cool Cat Saves the Kids, which my main acquaintanceship with Cool Cat Saves the Kids is YMS's review of it. And it's just a stunning piece of work, truly. Or Sinbad, Samurai Cop 2, Deadly Vengeance. But if I don't see Samurai Cop 1, you know, how am I supposed to follow it properly? No, like these are some great, these are great suggestions, and I really wish Kiki and Cam were back in here too, because those are some really good suggestions, and I don't mind watching something weird for not even weird, but just obscure for the stream, and it's like stuff that you don't see everyone doing all the time. Because I don't see people streaming stuff like Sinbad or Super Capers, but it's fun. You got it? All right. You probably said that a couple minutes ago, and I. All right. So, do you want me to do? Do you want me to do a countdown and then we start it? You should watch superhero movie from 2000. Is that one of those ones that was like a parody in the vein of like epic movie and disaster movie and date movie? Like one of those ones that those two dudes did. Yeah. It would be interesting for sure. I'm not against it for sure. It would be probably painful, but what's, if you got people to watch it with you, what is pain truly? Um, but yeah. Okay, start it. All right. Okay, I'm gonna do a countdown. Well, if we have got another person in here, so I want to make sure they know what's going on and if they have things synced too. Is Kiki or Cam back? Because I see two people in our present. I'll give it just a sec, Jorvik. Because I want everybody to know what's going on and that they have it if they want to watch it with us. All right, so I think we can probably start it then, Jorvik. In just a little quick count off. Because anybody who hops in, um, I can tell them like what time we're at. I think that sounds good. Okay. You, are your streams set up to go on the channel after you end it? Yes, my streams will be up on the channel. I think my test stream ignore thing is still up from the other day. Like I haven't deleted it yet. But yeah, so Jorvik and I both have super capers on our computer. I don't know other people have it with them or another place they want to watch it. But he and I both got it off of YouTube Movies to Rent. And we're probably going to count down soon to start at the same time. Because I'm not going to be able to like show the movie on YouTube, but we can watch it together and have fun. But yeah, if anyone wants to join in, I could give a timestamp because I don't know who wants to start with us since I am not seeing anyone else in the chat right now except Jorvik. Hopefully Kiki and Cam are back, but all right, Jorvik, do you want me to do the countdown now? Yes, let's go. Okay. All right, we go in 5, 4, 3, 2. Roadside attractions. I'm gonna turn my fan down a little bit. It's a little hard to hear. Okay, we've got a girl in the alley. Stalked. Yeah, looks good. Hi, Austin. Thanks for coming in. How are you doing? Oh. Is he even there to attack her? So right now, Austin, we're watching, Super Capers, a 2009 movie. Yeah, who do they have in here? Oh god, wow. They do have a lot of people. Justin Whalen and Danielle Harris, Adam West, holy crap. Okay. Just busy not being a programmed barkeep or sheriff. How do you know for sure? Oh, yeah, you chose the wrong dame, buddy. Oh, so, Austin, I paused it, sorry. If you can pause it to Jorvik. We are watching a movie called Super Capers from 2009, and I can't really yeah, it is. I can't really, show it on stream right now, but we've just kind of got it synced up together and we're watching it together. Um, it was suggested by someone who's not in the chat anymore, Kiki, to watch it. So I assumed that they owned it, but we were trying to like I've been trying to figure out how to get it synced up with other people. Like we just rented it off of YouTube. If you there's also there's also a version someone uploaded in parts too. If you want to watch it, and I can give you like a timestamp. Um, all right, yeah, sounds good. And if you need to know anything on our end, just let us know. I'd love to watch it with you too. It's pretty fun. Oh, Jorvik, Jorvik, where are you at? Oh, we should watch Mystery Men. That's definitely something we can watch for sure. Um, oh, you're still paused. Okay. Do you? Let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2. Go. Oh, so you've seen it too, Austin? I have not seen Mystery Men. I don't think. Mm, oh, mm, mm. It looks like they shot this in a spare bedroom, and I love it. Some people can really make a spare bedroom work. Mm, uh, like, kinda like, it's been a long time since I've seen this movie, and I didn't really necessarily see all of it. Like, maybe I missed bits and pieces, but it kinda reminds me a little bit like a Kick-Ass type thing, but maybe not as, like, you know. Yeah, I am. I haven't watched the finale yet. I'm going to very soon. I kinda wanna make it a bit of a big deal. Like, I'm gonna try and drop it the same day as, like, the reaction to the movie too, and it feels like a pretty big deal to me, the finale, just because it's the first show that, like, I really was able to upload consistently on YouTube, and it's just been such a great journey with it so far. Ooh, I do like this, cartoon, this comic looking opening. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's been incredible so far, like, and I know it could part of it's because it's HBO. It just feels so cinematic and, like, grand, and there's, like, so much, like, love and meaning behind the first season. Like, it felt like the first season so far, it's just felt like, the people behind it have really, cared about telling an interesting story and putting everything they have behind it. Oh, it's written by the same guy? Yep. Original Westworld was written by same guy who wrote Jurassic Park. And it's interesting that, like, some of the most successful stuff in his career was, like, some kind of out of this world theme park. The insignia on his costume kind of reminds me of a Christmas wreath. Themes and philosophies have been adapted superbly. Acting goes hand in hand too. The cast is so good. I like Dolores a lot, yeah. Yeah, the acting is just I felt so much for each character through the show, and Dolores, like, Evan Rachel Wood has just done such a great job with her. You've met Michael Rooker? Jorvik? Oh, that's so cool. You have met some interesting people based off of your past activities and filmmaking and Hans and stuff. Mm, this lawyer suit kinda, like, reminds me of, like, the Joker from Batman 1989. Didn't we all? Ooh, met Zachary Levi and Paquin and Anna Paquin and Dennis Quaid. Jesus, Jorvik. You've been doing, like I feel so out of the loop. You've been I know it's been a little bit of time, but you've been doing a lot of different stuff and getting a lot of cool opportunities. Season 2 is just as crazy and somehow even more cinematic. 2 of the best episodes of the whole series are in season 2. Okay, well, I'm excited for that. I'm just generally excited to see the whole series. I know that people start to not like it so much in season 3 and season 4 isn't as popular as earlier stuff. I'm just so excited to experience all of it for myself for the first time, but I don't know, it's just no matter what, I'm interested to see what they do. You're gonna lose your mind in episode 9. Yeah, episode 9, it there have been some crazy reveals, and I keep only kind of figuring stuff out at the very end, which is completely fine, but the reveal of stuff with, like, Bernard just blew my mind, and I can only imagine in the finale, I'm gonna be just like, "Oh, how did I not see this or that or what?" Now I have the whole season in a different kind of perspective thing. Wow. I'd rank them season 1 is a 10, season 2 a 9, season 3 is 7.5. That's a lot lower, but it's still pretty decent. I mean, season 4 an 8.5, that's pretty good. Thanks for doing these 12 monkey reactions. Much love. Oh, thank you, Day of the Dream. I really like doing 12 monkeys reactions. Um, I honestly with 12 monkeys, like, especially with that last episode that I saw, the keys. Like, I don't care if 12 Monkeys is, like, um, a show that I never get, like, tons of views on or something, I will never quit that show because it's just I don't know, it was a great choice. I guess it's just I don't know, there's just something about it that's really beautiful to me that I can't even put into words at the moment. And what a great premise. Yeah, it's still better than most of any show that shows out there with the same amount of seasons, episodes, vastly more needed. Yeah, I wish that it wasn't canceled because I made the decision even before, I uploaded any episodes that I was gonna react to Westworld a long time ago, and when I found out it was canceled, I was like, "Are you serious?" Because I know that they wanted it to be at least 5, and they don't get their conclusion, but maybe there's some talks about maybe continuing it another way. The way they finished the story, they set out to tell us 10 out of 10 is a satisfying journey. I yeah, it's funny, Day of the Dream, every time people, um, uh, talk to me about 12 Monkeys, even if it's not the show that gets the most views on my channel, every person who talks about it is just, like, so in love with the show, and it just, like, hypes me up so much, like and it's such a like I said, it's such a great premise, and The movie was interesting, but I feel like in long form storytelling and TV, you can really do some incredible stuff with it. Also took 10 years to come out, really. RIP Terminator: Sarah Connor Chronicles. I remember back when that show was coming out, and it was so hyped up, and then it got canceled right away, and I hadn't even seen any Terminator stuff yet, but I was like, "Well, that was so hyped up, why'd it get canceled?" But it was Fox, so many shows canceled too soon. Yes, I agree. So many shows I've loved have been cut down right before I was like it felt like it could truly reach their potential. Yeah, the last season was better. What else is on the series? Another producer. Yeah, I'd like that too, Austin, definitely. Yeah, because I'm gonna feel so sad, I just know it, finishing the show and not feeling like there's a conclusion, and hopefully, fingers crossed, once we actually get one, like, we get something like that, like a movie, we, I will definitely cover it, and, like, how could I not? It's fantastic, yeah. I've heard good things about it. Oh, yeah, Adam West. I've heard good things about Sarah Connor Chronicles, but, I feel like I should maybe watch more than just the first movie because 'cause I've only maybe it wouldn't matter necessarily, but I recently had a large auction of a ton of show parts for Westworld. So if, you had been able to attend the auction, is there anything you think from the show you would have liked to take? Nothing else. They're singing "Raindrops Are Falling on My Head" in the movie, so that's why I'm singing along for those of you who are not watching Super Capers with Jorvik and I. Still pretty standalone, but Terminator 2 is probably still needed. Okay, yeah. I actually own the collection of movies. I bought it a few years ago, and I still need to dig into it past the first one, which I liked. I just had so many things I needed to watch and do that I've kind of put it off, but I know that's also, like, a big favorite for people in the fandom. Well, Justin Whalen, are you going back to military school? I don't know if you've seen Child's Play 3, Jorvik, so that's the reference I'm making in case you didn't get it. Well, yeah, so Reddit and seen all kinds of things people thought it was online. Prices went crazy as soon as it opened. It would either be Teddy's outfit from the first episode. Yeah, I bet the prices went crazy. Yeah, I got it. Wow. Wow, Jorvik. Oh, no, okay, you meant my joke. I thought you meant you had got the thing from the auction that Austin was talking about. Um, have you heard of The Travelers? That is another time travel show, well done, and has a finished story. Actually, yeah, I have only recently because my one paid Patreon patron, told me about Travelers and suggested that as a show because I was asking if there's anything they would like to see in the future of my channel, and they suggested Travelers and, kind of sang its praises, so, if you're not my if you're not my patron under a different name, then you're the second person who's mentioned that to me, so, I'm it's bumping up more and more on my radar then. Or Man in Black's revolver, the thing is insane, 9-shot pistol with a shotgun with a barrel. Yeah, like a handheld prop would be really cool too. but I bet everything was just super expensive because even just when movie props go up, online on, like, eBay or something, it's, like, insane. I'm like it's like serious collectors or people who have money to burn can get good those kinds of things. Not on your Patreon. Okay, so you're the second person who's suggested Travelers to me, Day of the Dream. Um, yeah, yeah, there's some really good time travel stories out there that I'm interested in experiencing, like, Travelers I'd never heard of, but it sounds fantastic from how people have, suggested it, and, Timeless is another one I've always wanted to look at, but, I know Travelers is also I believe I was told that it was Canadian, um, and it seems like a lot of those Canadian sci-fi shows from certain time frames is that sounds so good. I like the premise of how they do the time travel. Okay, that's interesting. Yay, sexism joke. Yeah, don't spoil anything, but, um, yeah, you bringing it up, kinda bumps it even more on my radar, so Travelers is something I will definitely look into in the future. I don't know if right off the bat I can, like, do tons of shows all the time, but I think, more through time, I'll be able to add more to my, repertoire of what I'm watching, sort of circulating through the 3 that I have, but I also think in the future, there might be some shows that once I finish them, they'll kind of have a similar replacement show, um, like, when I eventually finish 12 Monkeys, there's some stuff that could go in its place. That's time travel if I don't do it beforehand. N a tiny Arnold Schwarzenegger robot. No, he doesn't. Okay, sure. I think Netflix. Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look, on Netflix. No, you're good. I think we've all had bad spelling at times online. Hmm, that superheroes selling used cars and super capers right now. Have really good shows with their foreign. Yeah, there's some really good foreign shows. My mom went through a period a few years ago where she was kinda watching just foreign shows on PBS, and then on, like, random digital channels because primetime network TV has kinda gone downhill, and that's kinda, like, the main thing she has 'cause she doesn't have cable or internet, um, and, she's just like, "I'll watch foreign stuff, it's better than what they're putting out on American primetime right now." It's like, "Fair enough, mom." Icelandic, Swedish, and German. Like Dark and that kind of thing, Arvik? The Platform movie on Netflix was great. Okay. It was a Spanish movie, okay, yeah. Um, I am perfectly, like, happy watching foreign language films. I do say they do require a lot more like, when I sit down, have to be, like unless it's, like, dubbed or something, but I do kind of feel like I have to not go and move around and be like, "Okay, but I'm still listening in the background." I have to, like it has to be a serious, like, movie watching day for me where I'm like, I have to sit and be engrossed. Like, this year I watched, like, a 4-hour Taiwanese film. I had to split up between 2 days because that's a long time. Subtitles over dub, I prefer subtitles or over dub. It really depends. I feel like with live action stuff, I would prefer subtitles. I just have to be in a headspace where I'm focused, to make sure I'm reading and not, like, walking out of the room and missing something. But I prefer with foreign live action films to see the actual voice of the person coming out of them. But with anime, I know some people would disagree with me, but I'm perfectly fine watching a dub. Yep. Okay. Okay, Ulrich. Oh, you're learning Swedish. S Swedish. I shouldn't try to do an accent when I'm tipsy. Um, the best Swedish I could probably do right now is Swedish Chef. Another good foreign film is IP Man, loosely based on the true story of a person that trained Bruce Lee. Oh, that's what IP I've heard the title, IP Man. I didn't realize what it was about. Okay, that's actually really interesting because Bruce Lee's filmography and his life in general is a pretty interesting subject to me. Yeah, the costume design in this movie is not bad, Jorvik. It oh, it the guy talking right now with the blonde hair is, I'm forgetting his name, but the guy from Scrubs who is always, like, so depressed and, like, wanted to off himself. But yeah, the costume design is, like, good fabric and all that. It's just very, bright and silly because I think the movie's a comedy, but everything is, like, really good production quality for, what they're going for. Oh, wow, really? So they, like, actually wanted to do it justice by having, like, good fight choreography in it. I don't know if Austin is still watching or not, but then he said he was gonna do his research, 'cause I feel like sometimes when I randomly say stuff about the movie, only Jorvik's gonna get it, and I'm just like I'm not being weird and just saying random things and commenting on Super Capers, which, we rented on YouTube for anybody who's new there. But oh, I like the bowl. Um, but it's also available for free as like an uploaded thing that someone did in parts on YouTube. So I could probably figure out timestamps from there if you want to try that. It was suggested by Kiki, who was in the chat earlier. I don't know if you're still here, but um, it was a good suggestion. Oh, kind of shows you want to bring to your channel. Um, I feel like with my channel, I've kind of had a lot of strong sci-fi focus or sci-fi fantasy apocalypse focus, and I kind of want to continue with that. Um, because and a lot of in my life, most of the shows I watched growing up were sitcoms, and those are still really important to me. But I've always loved sci-fi, and dipping my toes more into shows I didn't get to see growing up is pretty cool. Like I want to eventually start stuff like Farscape eventually, and tackle shows like maybe Timeless or Evolution, just because like I want to see work Eric Kripke did outside of Supernatural and The Boys. Um, movie wise, I would love for you to watch Screamers. Screamers. 1995 film. Okay. I don't want. I'll try not to like look at any spoilers. Hmm, Screamers could be very interesting. Canadian, American, Japanese science fiction horror. Started here. Weller. Okay. Um, yeah. Screamers is from 1995. Oh, Jorvik. Well, I've seen all of Cheers. Jorvik, so I can't necessarily react to it. I could maybe do like rewatches. Um, But Screamers, yeah, that looks interesting. I have some movies I've kind of already started reacting to that I need to finish recording just because things happen sometimes when you're in the middle of recording. But I've kind of like wanted to look more at like Michael Crichton films, um, probably some like horror films, especially for the month of October that I have some ideas about. Um, Zero reactors have done it. Okay. Well, I would love to be the first. Um, yeah, I'll definitely get on that. I have started as far as movies go, I have started reactions to the movies that I've already reacted to, I just need to actually edit and get out are Idiocracy, 'cause I'd never seen it before, and Looker by Michael Crichton, which is just wild. Um, but I would love to, the movies not so love Idiot, yeah, it's so funny. Um, yeah, I like watching comedies, like, I'm glad I'm watching Super Troopers right now, even though it seems like I'm jabbering a lot during it, but, um, I really do like this little bull man right now in Super Capers. It's, like, really fake looking, but it's cute. Um, uh, but Final Girls 2015. Okay, more humor, but way different. Blast from the past. I should just be writing all of this stuff down and give me Final Girls, Blast from the past. Um, I'm looking to do a reaction to the original Westworld film from 1973 to kind of go along with my Westworld finale date. And probably, and this sounds a little out of pocket, but I don't know how loud my movie is right now. Um, but doing Magnificent Seven, it's a classic and it's got Yul Brynner in it, and it's a cowboy movie, and Yul Brynner's in the Westworld, so it's all connected, really. Um, Final Girls, Lord of God sounds really interesting because the whole concept of Final Girls and dissecting it is it's not something I used to like think about because I used to be really aside from a few picks, anti-horror movie, but that's just because the things I would sometimes accidentally see on TV were absolute crap, and I kind of became jaded and judgmental towards all horror movies, and I was like, "Well, they're all crap." Um, and I've learned over time that's not the case. But also, I just kind of needed to, go at things at my own pace and not just be thrown into, like, "Well, I like it, so even though you're sensitive, you should see all this stuff." I had to go at my own pace with it. Superhero movies are the new westerns as far as movie trends go. That is very true. Westerns were like a dime a dozen back in the day. It was like 50s, 60s, um, just like so many TV shows, so many movies. It was like a big thing, and then it became like cop shows for a bit, and now superhero movies were that were once seen as like an inferior genre are now like the big blockbusters. We should collab on a movie and watch that old movie where John Wayne plays Genghis Khan. Oh, that would actually be hilarious. Perfect. Um, yeah, no, I would be down for that. We're collabing on, yeah, it's a real movie. Um, it's yeah, John Wayne plays Genghis Khan, even though he is nowhere close to the ethnicity of that or anything. Um, you would watch that good. Yeah, they, yeah, Jorvik, you and I are collabing on John Wayne and, Marvel stuff. You'd think 2 very different demographics, but we can do it. I'm gonna race you. The Conqueror. Yeah, Conqueror. And, Day of the Dream said that they'd watch it, so we already know that we get some viewership on it. I think it would be hilarious to do stuff like that. Ooh, I don't know why the lady in the black and white scene kinda looks like Katie Sagal, if you know who that is. Hmm, yeah, that kid don't sit around in his tights. Oh my god. People in superhero costumes at the laundromat. Just another typical day. Have you watched the Quentin Tarantino Western or any of his other movies? Um, like the Hateful Eight? I have not seen The Hateful Eight. I'm trying to think if I have ever seen a Quentin Tarantino film in full. I actually don't think I have. Um, I remember seeing bits and pieces of Kill Bill, mostly against my will, 'cause I was not into ultra violence as a kid, and still not. I it depends on what it is. Like, if it tells a good story, I can do it, but, um, I hadn't really seen I've never really seen Pulp Fiction, even though I've seen, like, some scenes of, like, John Travolta and, what's his name? Samuel L. Jackson. I've seen parts of Inglourious Basterds and Django Unchained. I think I've seen the most of Django Unchained. Oh, girl, we need to watch this. That would be interesting for sure. Um, if you and I watch, Kill Bill or something together, but then we've gotta watch, Lady Snowblood, 'cause, Quentin Tarantino was very inspired by that, clearly. You get a lot of subs going through his movies. They are violent, but the storytelling is A plus. I will definitely consider that the dream, um, because even though I didn't feel like I was gonna be the biggest Kill Bill fan, there are even though I know that's a very popular one, and I'm not crapping on it or anything, it just was not my thing when I saw it back in the day. However, I do think he is a very good filmmaker, um, and, I really do wanna give him a chance beyond what I have. Same with the MCU, lots of stuff. Yeah, Jorvik and I were talking about that earlier. Uh, Popular stuff can make you very popular. Um, I and that would be a good one considering I have not seen that many MCU films. I've seen maybe a handful plus of them, so that'd be good, and, if I watch them with Jorvik, then I'm kinda watching it with, people who, kind of have a history with them, and I think that would be interesting to talk about afterwards. Yeah, Jorvik, I am interested, especially in Django, because I feel like, um, of the bits I've seen of it, it was probably the one that drew me in most. Kill Bill 2 is a much watched much watched masterclass in film. Uh, I definitely will give it a chance, based off of that. I know it's Kill Bill is a very important thing to a lot of people. They really praise his filmmaking in that, especially part 2. Um, I could come out of it having a whole new perspective on Kill Bill, having actually sat down and watched those films. Or maybe I still will feel like they're not my thing, but I think it is important to see them. And even if I don't think something is like my thing to watch again, I can still appreciate the filmmaking behind it. I will say Quentin Tarantino definitely seems like someone who truly loves film, not just as someone who makes it, but he has knowledge of like some of the most random stuff, and he analyzes things so well. And I do think he's good at paying homage to the things he loves. So I should watch more of his stuff. Um, I was impressed with what I saw of Django for sure, and yeah, I definitely need to give his filmography more of a try. And I'm not someone who's like, "Oh, he had people say the N word in Django, so he's bad," because it's like that was back in the days of slavery, people certainly said them, so I know that he's not, like, trying to be evil with, having people say that. It was just the language back then. Actively watching on purpose versus being forced to watch it back in the background or night and day experience. So that's very true, Day of the Dream. Very true. Yeah. Yeah, Quentin, I think, even if I find that if I were to watch every single one of his movies and I were to find out that a lot of his stuff wasn't for me, or if I find out that, oh, actually, I love a lot of his stuff, I think no matter what, I'll come out, like, being like, "Yeah, he's got talent for sure that maybe is n not always seen due to, his reputation of being very graphic or gratuitous and or, very saturated in certain senses." So I would probably come out of it being like, "No, his writing's actually really solid." Well, I'm gonna bounce, see you in the future. Okay, see you, Day of the Dream. Thank you for talking with us for so long, I appreciate that. I hope you have a good night or good rest of your day wherever you are. I think that's the best of his films, really. Oh, thank you, Day of the Dream, and thank you for watching them and being here. I really appreciate you. I might be doing another stream tomorrow. In fact, I think I definitely will, so, um, thank you so much. Oh, that's interesting. Um, I know I feel like every one of his films can be controversial, Jorvik, because I feel like some people feel like to a certain extent he kind of wasted, Margot Robbie as Sharon Tate in it, or people might not like the revisionist history, but I feel like that kinda comes with all his films. It was definitely nominated for a lot of Oscars, so took me 17 years to break 200 subs. Is your channel name the same as your username? Because 'Cause I'll definitely sub to you if you follow the channel. Yeah, but breaking out in a YouTube game can be hard. I don't know, if I'll ever reach, like, 1,000 subs, but just every single one I have feels precious to me. Mhm. Like, I stage manage for, an improvised talk show that happens once a month in my local theater, and we tend to have very, very small audiences, like, maybe a handful or a couple handfuls of people, but it's like every single person who comes constantly. It's like, "You're a regular, we appreciate you." You wo Oh, thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. I certainly hope so. I'm gonna keep working to try to make my channel improve and do lots of cool things. I hope I reach that. I should probably stop resting my chin on a wine bottle. I'm sure that looks very strange. Ooh, we've got some sweet movie posters. So Jorvik, do you think it's actually, Arnold Schwarzenegger doing the voice of the robot, or they just got a good impressionist? Do you ever ask your subscribers why they subscribe? I have not asked them why they subscribed. That is actually a very good question that I should be asking. Um, I mostly assumed that I had gotten a lot of subscribers when I started doing Fallout because that kinda seemed like that's when it skyrocketed. Um, but I should definitely survey. Absolutely not. Yeah, it's pr I doubt they got Arnold Schwarzenegger for this movie, but, if you would love to tell me, in the comments right now if why you subscribed, I'd love to know that. But that's really smart work. I will definitely kinda look into that more because I definitely see, like, people giving me suggestions, and they kind of tend to be in the vein of the thing that they're commenting on. So, like, if it's Fallout, there's certain, like, Amazon shows or more, like, violent shows or like, video game things that they suggest. Stuff like 12 Monkeys gets a lot of Sci-Fi Channel suggestions. I feel like it's typically I'm watching shows that not everyone's reacting to. Bro, that's smoking a cigar, yeah. It's like Fallout's definitely popular to react to right now, like, it was the hot thing when it came out. There's definitely quite a few people who looked into that. A lot of people didn't really finish Westworld from what I've seen. Like, they started it, but didn't finish it, and I don't really see other people talking about 12 Monkeys. So, I think to an extent, I'm willing to go through things people haven't. For anyone who's authentic, there is an audience. That's very true. Um, and I definitely appreciate, like, from my experience with watching reactors, people who, it feels like it's truly what they're feeling about the movie and that they've genuinely not seen it before or they're transparent about what they know about it. It feels like a much better experience than people who are like, "Oh, I'm watching The Wizard of Oz for the first time," and they're asking very bizarre things as they're watching it, and it just kind of feels like they're trying to follow a reaction format versus, like, this is actually genuinely how they feel the moment watching something new for the first time. Yeah, good that's a good idea, Rick. I'm glad you're gonna do that because, honestly, it's a really good idea that and you have the advantage of being a filmmaker, um, that not everybody has. So, if you get people who are actually willing to submit things to you, I think you kind of corner your own little niche that, would be really fun for people to watch, but isn't necessarily oversaturated. Mhm. This guy checking himself out in the camera. Mhm. Not the pervy cop. Ah, who is he? He looks so familiar. Um, I'm looking down at the cast again because I didn't read through the full thing, and I was like, "Oh, wow, it's impressive." I was like I was wondering if the guy in the alley in the beginning was Clint Howard because he has a very distinctive look, and it's definitely Clint Howard. Yeah. Uh, he said that too cockily. Yes. Mhm. There'd be signs suddenly. Suddenly you can suddenly afford this thing that you definitely wouldn't bought before. Alright, I actually have to, run to the restroom really quick. Do you, want me to keep playing it, or do you wanna pause it, Jorvik, since I'm pretty sure you're the only one else watching the movie with me? You gotta fly? Alright. Well, you have a good night or day wherever you are, Mark. I appreciate you stopping in and talking with me and, um, just a vote of confidence. I really appreciate it. I would do my superhero. We can okay. Alright, Jorvik, let's pause. 3, 2, 1. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you popping in and just your viewership. It's really awesome that you came to even see my stream for a little bit. Alright, back. All right, I'm back. Okay. I think I'm kind of done with the wine for tonight, just because I might finish this glass, but I'm going to try and not finish the whole bottle because I would like to maybe do some more streaming tomorrow. And I don't want to be gone. All right. Are you there right now, Eurovic? Because if you're there, Jorvik, then I can hit. We can go back to the movie. C. Okay. All right. Let's start in 3, 2, go. You're at 5620. I'm at 5620 now. I think I was like a couple seconds behind you. Mm. You can like really see that guy's either his you can see everyone's like abs or rib cages through their outfits. I think I was about 3 seconds behind you. Nice. Yeah, your hands, buddy. What else would you wanna see? What? The main guy's white costume. It's pretty good. Honestly, I think the white costumes are pretty cool anyway. Just make sure you have lots of Clorox. Keep your whites white. I am the Terminator. That was not my best. I can do much better Arnold Schwarzenegger impression when I haven't had a couple glasses of wine. I don't know if I ever drank in front of you, Jorvik. I don't think I ever had before. Hmm, a sinister thunderclap. For sure drink tonight. Did maybe one of the times, like, Buffalo Wild Wings or something. Mostly any kind of alcohol-related thing I remember, like, around you was mostly you telling me about your roommate's escapades drunk. Not really drunk, though. Yeah. I do remember you were a very responsible person, in the sense that you were going to come see me in Rocky Horror, but then you had a little too much to drink, and you're like, "I am not going to drive after I have drank." And I appreciate you for that. I was like, "It's okay that he didn't see it because he was being responsible." Ooh, there's a couple of ways to read that. It's because not the typical sentencing. Mm. Is there a way for me to, make sure that chat replay will show up, even after I've started the live? Because, no, the Star Wars. 'Cause I don't know if I had turned chat replay on. Is there a way for me to do that afterwards? Because I would definitely like to save this chat for when this goes up on YouTube. That might be a silly sounding question, but I it's my first stream ever, so, you know. I don't know, I've never done stream you've never done a stream before? Okay. Well, I'll figure stuff out. It'll be good. Mm, Batman? No. Mm. Yeah, yeah. What? This is very silly, but I've definitely seen, Kiki, who was in here earlier and suggested the movie, said, the critics were really terrible to this, and, it's silly, but I've definitely seen, far worse stuff in this type of genre, it's when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I was gonna do a reaction stream to my old short films. Ooh, that would definitely be interesting. Um, would My Dear Sister be one of the ones you'd react to? Because I still like that short, but I do feel like looking back on it, one of my line readings, I looked at it and I was like, "Oof, woof, that could have been a better line reading on my part," but I do really, I remember shooting that one still so clearly, and that was a good day, and very sad story, and it was cool of your aunt to let us, shoot in her house. You really wanna do it? Redo it? Yeah. The house is gone now? Really? Just, some kind of different urban planning thing or what? Wow. Yeah, tell off air. Yeah. Mm. You know, if you redo it, I would wanna be a part of it because I kinda wanna redo it in the sense that I feel like I could do even better now that I'm a few years wiser, but obviously you'd probably be doing it with a different group. You should read the other script I have with the 2 sisters. It's even sadder, oh my gosh. Even sadder than seeing your sister on the day of her funeral because 'cause you're seeing her ghost from her suicide. Oh my gosh. Hell yeah. Oh, I love the bull so much. He's so cute. Mm. Speaking of cute animals, I did have, one of my ferrets digging at the door earlier. I assume it was Gwen, just because she's the one who likes to dig at the door. She's the only girl and the white one. Should've brought her in and be like, "Look at my cute animal." Gods, I love the out of focus shots. You're talking about shots from your movie? Or the out of or any out of focus shots here in the one we're watching? Just it's like, "What is happening?" in this mm, Super Caper Friends. Mm, uh, uh, well, no. I'm not your father, no. It is the first time I ever got to know the "I am your father" thing, um, was actually from watching Toy Story 2 when I was a little kid, and, Zorg or whatever told Buzz Lightyear that he was his father. I didn't know that that was a Star Wars parody when I was a kid, when my mom told me. I was like, "Oh, wow," and then I knew ever since, but Mostly my knowledge of Star Wars as a little kid was I just knew about Yoda and lightsabers, and I thought that was awesome, but I didn't really know that much about Star Oh, and the robots. I didn't know much about Star Wars, like, throughout my life. I picked stuff up about it before I finally watched all the movies in 2020 and 2021. Toy Story 2 is the best Toy Story movie, thank you. Granted, I've only seen the first 2, I never saw 3 or 4, but Toy Story 2 definitely stands as, like, one of my favorite Pixar movies, and I always liked it a bit more than the original. And it helped that I had it on VHS too, so it was very much watched as a kid. A cool thing when you're an adult, and especially if you're an adult who's exposed themselves to a lot of pop culture things, is watching Pixar movies again after a long time going, "Oh, I know that voice, and I know that voice, I know that voice." Dinosaur. The Disney movie Dinosaur? Yeah, I've seen that. I saw that when I was, like, really young, like, right around the time it came out. Yeah, yeah. I had the VHS of that one too. I actually had 2, like, rubber hand pu oh my god, Blowfish Man. You were just kinda useless at times, you just puff out. Yeah, we actually found 2 rubber hand puppets from the dinosaurs in that movie that I had as a kid, plus some other stuff. Yeah, I actually watched it quite a bit. Surprising 'cause I know some people are like, "Oh, that one was so boring," and I'm like, "I thought it was great." Yeah. A light sword. You cannot copyright me. We are not getting sued. Really, in theaters 7 times. That's crazy. And cool that you, like, were able to go 7 times as a kid to see something. Um, I, I think when I saw it close to when it came out, it was by the time I'd seen a lot of advertisements for it, so I was super, super interested as a kid, but, I don't think I saw it until we got on VHS for my 4th birthday. Yeah, it was my 4th birthday, and I had a surprise party birthday, and one of my presents was, the movie Dinosaur on VHS. And I feel like that's a movie that also got bad reviews, and I don't know why. Like, maybe, as an adult, I would have a reevaluation, but as a kid, I thought it was awesome. What was the first movie you ever saw in theaters? The first movie I ever saw in theaters was Tarzan. Yeah, the first movie I ever saw. The first movie you saw was Dinosaurs, my first movie was Tarzan. My sister's first movie was a re-release of The Little Mermaid. And then the next movie I remember seeing in theaters after Tarzan was, Pokemon 2000, so the second Pokemon movie. Yeah, yeah, Tarzan. I remember at one point I wanted to stand up during the movie, and my mom said, "Oh, no, you gotta sit down when you're watching movies in the theater, you have to be a young lady," and I remember I was like, "Lady, okay, so I gotta be very adult and be polite in the movie theater," and that worked, 'cause I always was after that, but, it's funny because like, there's a lot of adults who are not polite in movie theaters, as I've come to learn. Mm, mm. The best way to avoid going off a cliff is covering your eyes. But it's funny on the subject of movie theater etiquette, though, is like, when I was a kid, I didn't go to the movie theaters that often, but we went for, like, uh, Harry Potter movies 3 through 7 or 8 technically, because like, the first part of Deathly Hallows, my sister and I saw with her grandma, but, we went for, like, all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, the Hunger Games movie, Series of Unfortunate Events. Um, Me, my mom, my sister, and my grandma went to see Because of Winn-Dixie. My grandma took me and my sister to see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. But my point is, through like all those memories, I remember people being pretty good in the theater. And now as an adult, I feel like people have completely like lost all etiquette and are just like Nate and I went to see the Mario movie last March, and there's, like, a guy behind us saying the N-word a bunch of times throughout the movie. Yeah. At least I will say the guy was black, but at the same time, it was so inappropriate. That was, like, a movie filled with kids, and the people in front of us were specifically trying to make sure that their young son was, like, early movie experience, teaching him to be polite, and, like, they were kinda, like, turning around and giving like, up behind because he was behind me and they were in front of us, like, kinda turning around and being like, "Seriously, this guy" he was like a teenager or something, and it was just like, "Why are kids that are, like, in elementary school more mature than you?" I swear. It's always the teenagers, and no offense to any, like, good teenagers out there, but there are just some that just have been really obnoxious. Kids should be banned from theater. No, they should enjoy movies. Kids should get to enjoy movies from a young age, but it's their parents need to teach them better and friggin' like, teenagers that can, like, go there on their own and they're, like, getting to go out and do things on their own with their friends, and they just kinda completely lose everything that they were taught, but, I will say, though, the most recent movie experience, I went with some friends to see, Inside Out 2, and there was this one mom who had, like, 3 or 4 kids, and the youngest one, like, no matter how many times she would shush her, would start being so loud and, like or start being, like sh she was yeah, certain kids should be banned. You know what? I partially agree with your hot take, Jorvik, some kids should be banned. Yeah, it's like people are so used to being able to talk at home while they're watching movies, they forget to realize that you're surrounded by other people who don't wanna hear you in theaters. But for me, as when I was a kid, going to the movies was just like such a special treat, like, but, at the same time, I still knew how to be there, whereas now, I don't think they're prepped ahead of time, like, "Okay, it's not gonna be like at home when you're there, you gotta keep your voice down if you're talking to community, or you can't be loud with your snacks, you can't be shouting things out, talking at the top of your lungs. They don't prep them ahead of time, and then they're shocked when they get to the movie theater and they don't know what they're doing. Mm, you're screwed. For let's see who for anyone watching, we are watching Super Capers. We are at about the hour, 20-minute mark currently. Um, and so if I say random things that have nothing to do with the chat and you're not aware of this, that is why I'm saying these things. Mm, yeah, some of these shots remind me of like the Batman series from the 60s. Just kind of running around on the street in real shot. Mm, mm. Wait, I'm such a mm. This definitely came out around the time where I feel like a lot of, these types of semi-parody genre movies, and I don't mean like superhero movie or like movie kind of parodies, but like kind of this goofy comedy type thing. There's one that was like, I feel like it came out in like 2011, maybe, and I'm pretty sure Peter Dinklage was in it, but it was like some kind of like comedy take on like, sword and sorcery type fantasy movies. I can't remember the name of it. I remember I watched someone a few months ago do a riff of it on Twitch. Um, mm, or maybe it was later, 2013. Mm, I'm not sure. I can't remember the name of it. And I'm trying to figure out the name right now. Like trying to look it up, but I feel like my terms of search are a little too vague. Like it was people that were doing kind of like a Ren Fair type thing. And then it actually turned into an actual kind of fantasy movie, and they're like in over their head, and it's like a bunch of nerds. And Peter Dinklage was in it, I swear. Um, yeah, like Ren Fair guys actually being placed in actual fantasy and magic setting. Maybe if I look up Peter Dinklage, I'd be able to figure it out. Fun fact, the first thing I ever saw Peter Dinklage in was the movie Elf, which I feel like a lot of people our age probably did. Though as I say it, I remember you are not a fan of Elf or, Will Ferrell that much. Mm, I'm not finding it. Maybe he wasn't in it? Mm. Oh, you do like Elf? Okay, that's good, that's good. Mine was Tiptoe. Really? Tiptoes was your first Peter Dinklage movie? I know it's before, but, I didn't know about Tiptoes until I saw the Good, Bad, or Bad review of it. I was like, "Oh, holy crap. That is a stinker." I like that I had actual actors with dwarfism, and then you get, Gary Oldman walking around on his knees, and it's very obvious that he's just walking around on his knees. Yeah, maybe Peter Dinklage wasn't in it, but I could have sworn he was. Oh, no, I found it. So, the movie that I was thinking is called Knights of Badassdom. It has Summer Glau in it, from Firefly and Sarah Connor Chronicles, and, um, yeah, so it's not Ren Fair, it's like a bunch of live action role players. Ooh, that movie was I feel like I need to rewatch that movie that we've just watched. You're watching the trailer for it? Yeah, Kiki said that, this was not treated well by the critics, so now I'm curious as to what the Rotten Tomatoes score for this was. Um, Papers? Oh boy. Okay. A whopping 6% on Rotten Tomatoes, um, with an audience score of 14 and an IMDb score of 3.2 out of 10. And only 33% of Google users liked this movie. I don't think it's that bad. Is No, is it a serious superhero film? No, it's clearly not meant to be. Um, I could see, like, some people maybe seeing it as, like, a little too goofy or all over the place, but at the same time, like, wasn't that bad, like, a 6% bad? I don't think it deserves that. I think it was pretty funny. Right, I did jibber jabber a lot with chat throughout it, but it was funny. I mean, like, if you compare it stuff with, like, a similar parody style or sense of humor, like something like Austin Powers, is it really so much worse than something like that? It gives This Is the End vibes. Yeah. Well, I have it for the next 14 days on rent, so I can rewatch it. What were some other things that were suggested? I'm gonna scroll on up. Cool Cat Saves the Kids. Oh, oh, it's not over, I'm sorry. Oh, they're talking to the movie theater goers. I'll give this a thumbs up on YouTube. I'll thumbs it up. Mm, have you seen Yellow Jackets? That is very interesting to ask. I have not, um, but it's one that has interested me for a while, and I mean that so genuinely that I was like, either it's gonna be something I react to or it's gonna be something I watch on my own, but either way, I want to watch it for sure. Yeah, it has an interesting premise and from what I've seen, really good cast too, like, we've got Christina Ricci in there, Melanie Linsky, um, Jasmine I'm forgetting Jasmine's full name, but she's, in some of the new Scream movies. Um, yeah. So, yeah, that movie was alright. That was pretty funny in parts. I need to go back and reevaluate some more when I'm not chatting with people, but, it was funny that the suggestion that was the suggestion we got followed up by Cool Cat Saves the Kids. I don't know if you've seen that one. And, I don't have Apple TV Plus, but Lessons in Chemistry is all I know you don't have Apple TV Plus, but yeah, Lessons in Chemistry, that's interesting. I sometimes have Apple TV Plus. I don't currently have it, like you said. I had it when Schmigadoon was a thing, which it's still a thing that exists on there, and when I wanna rewatch it, I will definitely go back and get it, even though we're not getting any more new seasons, but, Brie Larson. Oh, I've been seeing clips of something newer with Brie Larson in it that looked like a TV show, so it must be that. Um, season 2 is about to come out. Apple TV Plus has so many things, and I feel like they've put all their, advertisement into Ted Lasso that always know what's going on Apple TV Plus. Even though I'm sure like they seem to go for things that are a little bit more niche, which makes me interested, even though it's like I sporadically will pay for the service. Yeah, they definitely are. My main thing that I loved on Apple TV Plus was Schmigadoon. Like, I loved the 1st and 2nd season, and they're the only seasons we're gonna have on Apple TV. But I really liked the musical fantasy comedy thing going on there. There were other things I definitely have intended to watch eventually on Apple TV Plus. I just have to be in a position where I wanna resubscribe for a bit. Um, Same with Paramount Plus, like, my boyfriend has Paramount Plus. There's things on there that I'm meaning to see, and I just haven't yet. Like, I guess at some point I should watch the Frasier revival, because the original is one of my favorite shows ever. But also there's a part of me that's scared to watch that, but, um but yeah. Apple TV has some cool stuff. They just need to, actually appreciate what they have other than only appreciating Ted Lasso. Um, yeah, my email's still the same. Um, yeah, you definitely can send them to me. I'm curious to see because I thought you just like were done completely and weren't even writing new stuff. So I'm very curious what you've got going. Um, so for everyone who is here with me, um, are we thinking we should go a little longer? Maybe watch something else? Or should we call it a night and then have, so I do want to stream more tomorrow and maybe do it a little bit earlier. Maybe do a couple tomorrow and spread it out. But it's up to people watching me and hanging out here what y'all think I should do. It's late for that's true. You were in a different time zone from me, I believe. I'll send you the okay, it was good talking to you, Jorvik. And thanks for stopping in and, talking with me the whole time, catching up. I hope you have a Yes, we do. I I really wanna do that because I think it's fun to do things with other people too and not just be solo all the time. Um, it's just always been a matter of who would actually wanna do that, but I we definitely should, and I think there could be some really fun ideas with that. So and we actually know how to contact each other too, that's great. But I'm pretty sure Denver has a different time zone. Or I think you're on mountain time, maybe. Either way, it's kinda late here too, so Oh, yeah. That 1 hour still makes a difference for sure. Well, good night. Sleep tight. Don't let those non-existent bed bugs bite. Um, all right. So, for anyone who showed up, whether you spoke in the chat or not, I really appreciate you coming in. Thanks to Jorvik and Kiki and Cam and Day of the Dream and Mark and Austin W, who came in. Um, I don't know if Austin ever ended up being able to. It doesn't. I don't know. But if he is here and hears me, even if he didn't watch the movie and is willing, I will try to find a better way to set up watching movies tomorrow if he wants to join in. I appreciate you either way for just stopping in for a little bit. Um, I got great conversations and jokes and suggestions from everyone, and just being here and everything is highly appreciated. Um, I had said I was going to do the 100 subscriber stream for quite a while, and I finally found time to do it with my changing schedule. And I might do another, besides doing one tomorrow to continue this celebration, I might be doing another one pretty soon, possibly themed a little differently, if I am to hit 200 pretty soon. Since I'm actually closer to 200 now than I am at 100 when I originally said I was going to do this. But everyone gave a lot of great insights, and it was a fun time. And hopefully, I didn't come across as too slurry while drinking my wine. I am clearly a lightweight, but it was a nice little celebratory thing, and I don't do it very often. So I just am in a very good mood, and thank you for being a part of that. And yeah, I will see some of you tomorrow, maybe. But until then, I'm Madam Arm. See ya.